President Prabowo Subianto has held a bilateral meeting with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa at the State Palace in Jakarta. The leaders have discussed strengthening cooperation in the fields of economy, trade and investment, as well as they have exchanged views on global issues of mutual concern. The president of South Korea has invited the Indonesian minister to South Korea. Both leaders have spoken about enhancing their partnership. Let's listen into what the two have said.
We would like to strengthen this relationship, to enhance this. We are both big countries of the South. We joined BRICS, and we want to see more closer relationship. We consider South Africa to be a strategic partner in Africa. You are a great leader in Africa, and I think Africa is the future rising economy and rising continent.
We look forward to working closely with Indonesia and all other BRICS countries and partner countries on shared priorities such as driving much needed global reforms. The BRICS economic partnership also provides a great potential to support development and transformation in our countries.
Now for this discussion, we welcome back Desmond Majekodunmi. He's a political and environmental activist, joins us live from Lagos. Thank you very much, Desmond, for joining us again. Good to see you. Desmond, now what strategic benefits can Indonesia and South Africa both gain from deepening economic, trade and investment cooperation?
No, it's fantastic when we see this type of alignments with various countries. That's the way it's supposed to be. And, you know, both of them have quite vigorous, good economies. The government representation there is reasonably good for the people, fairly democratic. So one is very, very encouraged to see this, and one hopes that others will emulate, because that's where the world needs to go.
And what do you think, what could be a challenge? Yes.
With great relationships.
Now it seems like we have a network issue with Desmond, but Desmond, thank you very much for staying with us throughout our news discussion. Thank you. Now we move on to our next news. A general strike and tens of thousands of protesters have brought the southern Tunisian city of Gabes to a standstill. The strike was in support of the demands to close a chemical plant which has been blamed for pollution in the area. This latest wave of environmental and anti-government protests, driven by a deepening economic crisis, has become the most significant challenge to President Kais Saied since he assumed full power in 2021. Shops, markets, schools, and cafes were closed during the strike, paralyzing economic activity in Gabes. Protesters marched through the streets with banners and chanted anti-government and anti-president slogans. They have condemned the environmental damage caused by the CGT phosphate plant. President Saied, in an attempt to calm the situation, previously stated that Gabes is suffering an environmental assassination due to the actions of former governments, blaming them for increased cases of cancer, respiratory issues, and damage to local ecosystems. However, protesters have rejected his stance, arguing that the government must close the chemical plant to prevent further damage to the environment and public health. Let's listen into some protesters has said.
ضرنا برشا التلوث من نواحي الكل ماديين ومعنويين كما يقولوا شنو فلاحتنا جابس كلها معناها ما عادش لها ما حول ولا قوه وزاد الضر الصغار معناها قبل سكتنا حتى